ChatGPT is taking the world by storm. There are several conversations on LinkedIn how the Scrum Master position is finished and ChatGPT may replace Scrum Masters in the future. As a Scrum Master, should you be concerned with ChatGPT, and can artificial intelligence bot like ChatGPT really replace the Scrum Masters? So in today's video podcast episode, folks, let's talk about it. If you are a Scrum Master and if you want to know my personal opinion on this topic, stick around because I will be back right after this one.
What's happening, awesome Scrum Masters? Are you ready for another food for thought to improve your Scrum Mastery? The journey towards becoming a Scrum Master is challenging but rewarding. Today's podcast is brought to you by a Scrum.org professional Scrum trainer and a coactive coach with over 15 years experience inspiring and enabling aspiring Scrum Masters like you. So buckle up and get ready. From Brisbane, Australia, here's your host, Joshua Partogi.
Hello. What's going on, awesome Scrum Masters? Hopefully you're having an awesome holiday season with your loved ones. So folks, if you're watching today's video podcast episode on YouTube, I would like to let you know that today's episode is also available as an audio-only version on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts. If you are watching today's video podcast episode on YouTube, I have placed chapter markers to make it easier for you to come back to the topics discussed in today's episode. We are now on episode 19 for the Think and Act Like a Scrum Master podcast, everybody. And the date today is December 27th, 2022. Alright, let's get back to today's video podcast episode topic. Is the Scrum Master position finished because of ChatGPT? This is a hot topic that I have been observing happening on LinkedIn lately. On LinkedIn, there are quite a few people who post how the Scrum Master position is now finished and may be replaced by ChatGPT in the near future. So the argument is because ChatGPT can answer practice assessment questions either from Scrum.org, Scrum Alliance, and Scaled Agile that were fed into ChatGPT. So folks, my TLDR response on whether the Scrum Master is finished because of ChatGPT can answer Scrum assessment questions is, I think Scrum Master cannot be replaced because, as we know, Scrum Master is a leader. In fact, to be more specific, a true leader who serves. I personally don't want to be led by a chatbot that has been trained or programmed. And the chatbot does not have human touch, does not understand context, and only knows how to answer assessment questions or theories. I personally want to be inspired by a humble leader who can be a role model on servant leadership. So that is my short version response. Now for the longer version, I will also share with you my opinion on how you as a Scrum Master can stay relevant so your company won't see you as an individual who can be replaced by an AI bot like ChatGPT. As a true leader who serves, from my personal experience, many things that the Scrum Masters do, especially in large corporations, is related with human behaviors and attitudes. Now, as human beings, we are a social creature. We have feelings, we have preferences, we have personal attachment to things, we have good days, sometimes we have bad days, and we have life values and principles. Now, artificial intelligence bot does not have any of those attributes. I don't believe the leader's work can ever be replaced by an artificial intelligence bot. A great Scrum Master is dynamic in handling humans' attributes. A lot of things that Scrum Master does requires understanding context, knowing how to use human touch, and dancing in the moment. Now, the premise that people made about why a Scrum Master may be replaced by ChatGPT in the future is based on how ChatGPT can answer practice assessment questions. Now, I personally think that from another perspective, the existence or the emergence of ChatGPT is also a wake-up call for us Scrum Masters. Now, if you are a Scrum Master who only rely on the amount of Agile certifications that you have, but you do not have any real-world experience from the trenches in leading change inside a company, Yes, you might be replaced or you might be competing with ChatGPT. And on top of this, I think in the future, companies will be more selective on hiring Scrum Masters to ensure the Scrum Master candidate does not only know the theories like ChatGPT. Knowing the theories of Scrum is not that hard, right? The Scrum Guide is only 13 pages long. Just like any rule of sports game, the rule of Scrum is simple. The rules of soccer or football are publicly open and it is standardized by FIFA. But just because I know the rules of soccer, it does not guarantee that I can defeat players like Lionel Messi, the greatest of all time. Being a Scrum Master is not about being certified or just knowing the theories of Scrum. Just like any great athlete, a great Scrum Master has done many deliberate practices. And from those deliberate practices, a great Scrum Master has extensive experience on agile practices that work in certain contexts and do not work in other contexts. So as a Scrum Master, don't just focus on the theories or just collecting certifications, because that's not what Scrum Mastery is all about. I have shared with you the video on 8 hats the Scrum Master wears on this channel. Do deliberate practices on coaching, on facilitation, on teaching. It could be in your teams or in community meetups, or in fact, it can be in a public conferences. Fail a lot and learn from those failures. Continuously improve your mastery and craftsmanship as a Scrum Master. As I mentioned earlier, being a Scrum Master is about being a leader who serves. Leadership is hard. Leading by serving, I personally think, is harder. Being a leader who serves means you would naturally put aside your personal agenda for the greatness of others. Not only making people great from the knowledge aspect, but also from the character and motivation aspect. Artificial intelligence bot like ChatGPT does not have feelings and cannot work on people's character and motivation. As I mentioned on my other video, being a Scrum Master is not about the job title. Because Scrum Master is an accountability that can be filled by anyone with any job title. So you can be a VP of engineering or a director of engineering, or you could be a manager from the people operations department and be a Scrum Master. We need more humble leaders in the industry. In fact, not only in the industry or the workplace, I personally think we need more humble leaders in our society. If you look at the society around you, think about how many leaders that you know, like on top of your head, whether that is in politics or in large corporations, who are humble and put aside their personal agenda for the greatness of others. We need more humble leaders for a better workplace and also a better society. So I have noticed that many teams and many companies don't see their Scrum Master as valuable, and they also feel their Scrum Master can be replaced by an artificial intelligence bot like ChatGPT is because their Scrum Master only acts as the team's personal assistant. Some teams don't see their Scrum Master as valuable because their Scrum Masters only focuses on what's written on Scrum Guide but does not know other practices that complement Scrum that can help the team become more effective in value delivery. Teaching the team on DevOps practices is just one of the valuable services the Scrum Master can deliver to the team. Teach the team on automations and other technical practices that may improve the flow of value delivery. If you do not want to be made irrelevant by ChatGPT, you need to shift your focus. Shift your focus from just collecting certifications towards learning and deliberate practices. Shift your focus from only working or facilitating inside a team towards making systemic changes that will improve the agility of the whole corporation. So from my personal experience, most of the battles that the Scrum Master experiences do not happen at the team level. Because when you look at it, a team is only the smallest entity in the whole corporation. A team does not work in isolation. Their work may be requested by another department who may get those requests from the senior leaders or from the board of directors. Now, those people may not understand how their behaviors and attitudes can affect the Scrum team's effectiveness. And those people may actually need services from you. You can use your teaching hat, your mentor hat, to improve their understanding about Scrum. As I have explained on my other video blog, if your team is already self-managing, then today is a good opportunity for you as a Scrum Master to zoom out and to look at other entities or other departments in the company who may need your help to improve their understanding of Scrum and also the principles of Scrum. Focus on optimizing the whole end-to-end value delivery, starting from the board level, down to the senior management level, and in fact, down to the business level. That is all from me today, folks. I hope today's video podcast episode have given you some inspiration to deliver more value to the company that you currently work for. There are many ways you can make yourself valuable as a Scrum Master, and if you do continue doing many deliberate practices and continue improving your servant leadership skills, I can assure you that you won't see yourself being replaced by an artificial intelligence bot like ChatGPT. The fact is, we need more humble leaders who serve in our society. So you can take a stance from today and be that leader who serves regardless of what is your job position in the company. Thank you for listening to today's video podcast episode, everybody. I hope you found today's episode insightful. And if you do found it insightful, you can click the like button or subscribe to this channel if you're watching it on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe on my audio-only podcast, either on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts. Enjoy the rest of your holiday period, everybody, and Happy New Year. Bye now. See you next year.